Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Acorn.
I'm Natalie.
And we are on the way to the Art Loeb Trail in North Carolina. We're about 20 minutes away. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. We've been driving since 5 o'clock this morning. We left the Metro Detroit area bright and early, but we should be hitting the Davidson River campground pretty soon. And it's a Friday today. It's going to be just a weekend trip. So let's get there, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about the plans once we actually get going. So thanks for watching and stay tuned. Oh, that might be the trailhead up there. Art Loeb Trailhead.
Oh, handy.
Shoot, right here. How convenient. All right, so it's a few hours later now. It's about 6 o'clock, and I've been hiking for about 2.5 hours. Now I'm about halfway to where I would like to make camp tonight, which is Butter Gap. There's a shelter there, and it's 10 miles in. I'm hoping to make it before it gets dark, but I don't know, I'm gonna be cutting it close. I had kind of planned to have to do a little bit of night hiking today, so if that happens, then no big deal. Even if I have to hike in the dark, it should be pretty close to the shelter. And then that should put me in a pretty good spot for tomorrow. I didn't film too much for the last few miles. I really just wanted to put some miles in my pocket before I spent a lot of time filming, just to try to get in as many miles as possible before the sun starts to go down. But it's been a fair amount of climbing so far. There have been a few like flatter ridge walk sections, but a lot of it has just been uphill, so I'm already a little bit tired from the drive and the getting up early too. But I am super stoked to be out here. I've wanted to do the full Art Loeb Trail since like 2017. I did the one half, the other half back in 2018, but I've been trying to make this one happen for a while. So super glad to be here. And I might not update you until I get to the shelter. So. All right, so it's Saturday morning now. I couldn't really talk to the camera last night when I got to Butter Gap because there was just already a couple set up there and I didn't want to be weird, but they were very friendly. We hung out for a little bit and then all went to bed early. But today I'm planning to hike all the way to Cold Mountain, which is about 19 miles from here. I miscalculated the mileage yesterday. I thought it was going to be about 10 to Butter Gap, but it was only 8.5. So that means I have an extra mile and a half to do today if I go all the way to Cold Mountain. So today's going to be really, really beautiful, but a lot of climbing. Just a lot of climbing. It's going to be a big challenge, I think, but it should be good. Hopefully we'll get some good views today. It's not supposed to rain, so it's probably going to be crowded up in the balsams, I would imagine, but we'll see. Guess that's all the updates for now. I'll let you know when I see something interesting. Made it to Deep Gap Shelter, and I'm gonna take just a minute to tank up on water before I continue more climbing. Let's take a look at the shelter though. Nicer than Butter Gap, I'd say. More graffiti. Usually the brightly colored ones aren't, right?
Not necessarily true. Chicken of the woods is actually orange like this.
Oh.
I thought that's what this was. But it grows like on the tree.
So this is where the Art Loeb becomes concurrent with the MST. So I'm gonna hang her right here. And we should be hitting the balds pretty soon. So let's do it. So this has kind of turned into a little bit of a technical section. I don't really remember this. There's been some like kind of scramble. It's not been too bad, but I just don't remember this at all. And the rocks are pretty wet, so I'm just trying to be careful. So I'm about to make the climb. It's like 0.7 miles up to Black Balsam Knob. This is a really popular day hike spot too. But I think I'm going to make an executive decision as the executive of this trip and not do the spur to Cold Mountain and probably just set up camp at Deep Gap, which is going to be almost 7 miles from the top of Black Balsam Knob. And I've already hiked about 13, and then I have 0.7 to get up there. So that's already going to put me at over a 20-mile day. I don't know why the mileage just wasn't adding up how it was supposed to, but that's like a lot. I'm already really tired. I'm exhausted, honestly. These last like 7.5 miles are gonna be kind of rough. It's 2:20 right now. So if I was like keeping up a good pace, I would get there like well before dark, but I don't know. I know this section's not that bad, not as bad as the last one as far as climbing, but I'm beat. This is a really hard trail. so it might be a rough few miles here, but it's all good. I'm gonna do the climb now, and then I'm gonna do some filming at the top because even though it's kind of overcast, it should be really, really cool up there. So stay tuned. Well, I feel rejuvenated. Seriously, look at that. It's so beautiful. And then there's another section I'm about to get to with like Tenant Mountain, and we'll go through Flower Gap and some other like knobs and stuff. That's like a different kind of pretty, but also really spectacular. But like honestly, this has got to be just the most beautiful place I've ever been in my whole life. I'm trying to capture it all for you guys because it's just fantastic. Like, you can't describe it. Like, I just have to show you in the videos because it's so pretty. So that's where I'm headed. I don't remember which one is which, and I didn't feel like checking my app, so I'll just have to label it in post. But the trail goes up to the top of that one, and then down the other side, I think. Or maybe it follows the ridge, I'm not sure. We'll see when we get there. So this is Ivister Gap, and then I think the Art Loeb spurs off to the left. I think I see the sign right there. Yeah, it's over there where they're headed. Entering Shining Rock Wilderness area. I'm gonna have to check my maps. I think I go up this way, but there were several options. So I'm gonna just pull out my app. Oh, that's a pretty flower over there. Like that. Okay, so I found it. That was a little confusing. When you come down, just take the first right on the big wide road, and then the Art Loeb is here. I can't read that. Here off to the left. There's a side trail with a sign. So here we go. So it's 5:57 and I have 3 miles left because I'm not going to go up the cold mountain, I decided. So theoretically I should get there in an hour and a half, but it's probably going to be more like 2 hours. So let's see. I know there's a little bit of a technical section at the Narrows, so that might slow me down a little bit, but feeling pretty okay right now. Currently hiking through the Narrows, and then after that I'll have a Shining Rock Ledge, and then I should be at Deep Gap soon. I should be less than a mile away right now. But you can see why they call this the Narrows. It's just like, I don't know. It's not that uncommon. Okay, I'm gonna stop filming now so I don't drop the camera. Nice view. Wow. Look at that. It also means I'm 0.4 away from the campsites. Wow. Well, it's now the next day, Sunday morning, and I'm making my way down to Camp Daniel Boone, where Natalie is going to pick me up. Should just be 3.8 miles downhill. But if I remember correctly, it's not like, most of it's not crazy steep. I think it's just like gradual switchbacks. And there's a couple water sources along the way. So it's about 7:25 right now. And then our meetup time was 10. So I'm going to take my time going down, I think. Because no need to rush if my ride's not going to be there till 10. And I may not film anymore on the way down. I don't think really there's that much to see, if I remember. It's kind of just like in the woods going down. So I will probably update you when we get back to the car. I don't think all these blowdowns were here the last time I was here. So the trail came from up there, came from down that way, and then you cross this creek back here, and then the trail goes, can't really see. It goes that way, over there. Can you see what I'm pointing at? Over that way. So I'm just crawling through all these trees. I don't think all these blowdowns were here the last time, but it's been a few years, so makes sense. Made it down. Let's go find Natalie. I wonder if she's here yet. It's not quite 10. Yeah, I don't see her car. Okay, guess we're gonna hang out for a little bit. So it's 10 after 10, and she's still not here. So I think I'm gonna walk out this way, like towards the exit of Camp Daniel Boone, because maybe she parked up there, or I don't know, maybe she overslept, or I hope nothing bad happened. But I'm just gonna walk up that way and see if maybe she just parked down the road a ways, and hopefully that's what happened. So we'll find out, but I'll keep you updated.
I am in line for the drive-thru at McDonald's. life tip for those of us who have to pick up hikers: they're hungry. So I'm gonna surprise my Acorn with a breakfast sandwich and some sweet tea. Be like me. Bring food.
Well, look who it is. I hope that's actually her and not some stranger, because that'd be really weird. Looks like my car. Oh yeah, I see my parking pass. I mean my Metro Park pass. Late! Hi! Oh my gosh, is that sweet tea? Oh my gosh, did you get sweet tea? Is that sweet tea?
Is that sweet tea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's worth being late for. I'm just gonna, you can probably just pull over here. There's like nobody here.
Okay.
The Boy Scout camp is not in session.
Right.
Alright, so we're headed back to Michigan now. It's really only like, it was like a 9-hour and 15-minute drive from this trailhead, so shorter than the Davidson River Campground. But my final thoughts on the Art Loeb Trail: I do highly, highly, highly recommend doing it. I recommend doing the whole thing at least once. But after you've done the entire trail, I would say going back, I'd probably only want to do the section with the balds. Even if you're not going to go out and backpack, you can park down on the Blue Ridge Parkway and it's an amazing day hike. Or even if you just want to park down there and then camp for the night and hike back down, it's so worth it. Like, it's so beautiful. So highly recommend if anyone gets the chance. It is really hard. What everybody says about how strenuous the climbing is absolutely true. It's a ton of climbing, very strenuous. There are some mildly technical sections, but most of it's not that bad. It's just so heavily used. I think that's what makes it hard, where the trail's so worn down. But that's it for this video. I'm planning to do another hike in about 3 weeks up in Michigan, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. I'm Acorn.
I'm Natalie.
See you in the next one.
Have you ever noticed that the squirrels down south don't get nearly as big as the ones up north? Just a thought, because I saw a squirrel out the window. Come on, look at that itty bitty squirrel. Look at how small his tail is.